we are not going to arrest our way out of, we know that. We're not going to arrest our way out of crime. Not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. But we also have to understand that we have to secure our present. And this reentry, people coming out of prison, we have to do as much as we can to give them the opportunity to be successful. We have to do this. We have to secure the present. And that's exactly what the councilwoman is identified right now. These community-based type things where we can bring them out and move them, assimilate them back into the system. We really have to do this. And in most instances, I mean, you know, the older people are, the higher they are to reel back into the norm. But one way we can, and it all gets back to economics when you have 18 to 24 to 28, and training and jobs. Training and jobs for those folks to secure the present. They need training, they need jobs. There's no question about it. So that means our partners, the business community, et cetera, they have to help us out here and take a chance. You have to take a chance, walk the edge to secure the present so we can plan for the future with our other enforcement strategies and our partnerships with all those other social entities out there in the community.
You mentioned in your talk a lot of community partners, and I believe one of those partners is the Downtown Cleveland Alliance. And I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. The Downtown Cleveland Alliance is they've been screaming for a partnership for a long time, at least the 3 years I've been the chief. But it's a tremendous organization, and I think they thoroughly understand. And there again, everything is economics. I mean, it really is. In the city of Cleveland, I know Chris Warren had mentioned there's 3 financial engines here, University Circle, downtown, and the airport. And the Downtown Cleveland Alliance is trying to create a financial engine, but also a residential engine. And for them to do that, we have to partner together, the Cleveland Police Department and all the businesses and residential properties in downtown Cleveland. But I'll say it once, and I've said it all along, we have to secure it for you to build it. So we have to work together to move forward, because what we want to do, and I can remember years ago when I was in school, they called it concentric theory. Cities will start at a core and they'll go out. And the analogy is you take a stone and you drop it in a puddle, and the ripples, they go out, they go out, they go out. They only go so far. And then what happens? You have to build again from the core. And that's where the Downtown Alliance comes in, and that's what Mayor Jackson is very adamant in doing now, is building in the core. And if we do build in the core, and if that's a financial engine, that gives us the resources to do what? To provide more services to what? Our neighborhoods on the outskirts of the city. Inside our corporation limits, but you know what I'm saying, the neighborhoods within Cleveland that are pushed out a little farther. So we're building at the core, but we can also support as those ripples go out.
Another shot, maybe you'll take another left turn.
I promise.
You've talked a lot about social ills. Maybe this is philosophical, but what do you think about violence on television or video games? Do you think there's a greater predisposition towards violence as you're trying to have the kinds of services that can mitigate some of that? There's a whole sociological pressure, and I want to know what you see as somebody who combats these ill effects about, particularly with young people, their maybe more casual relationship with crime. It seems much more the norm in the media.
You're absolutely correct, and as I stated earlier, you know, as we move forward, it's partners, and the media is a partner, and the violence we see, I mean, let's face it, folks, you turn on the television, somebody's dying, somebody's getting shot. We just desensitized human life, and it's not only on television, it's on the radio, it's in the video games, it's everywhere. And that's part of the culture we have to change. We really have to change that, because when these young folks are out on the street, sometimes the only thing they know is what they see on television. And truly, it's the truth. I mean, when you grow up, and this is all you see from the time you're 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, you hear it on the radio, it just becomes desensitized. And they don't understand that when they hurt somebody, that somebody has a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, a loved one. And they're not impacting that one individual, but they're impacting a family of 10, 20, 30. They're impacting a community. And really, the media has to play a big part. The media has to play a big part. That's the one silo that has to come on board. And if it means that you have to take a cut in your financial situation, then maybe you have to do that. But everything is driven by violence today. And it's very disheartening. I mean, it just is. And I don't really have to explain it to anybody. Watch television, somebody's dying. Somebody's getting blown up. But great question, and definitely a big part of what we have to do to change the culture generations and generations down the road where people think, that's not right to do because this individual has a mother or brother or sister. It takes it beyond the right now, just today, lack of respect. Tough one, very tough one.
Good afternoon. Chief McGrath, you talked about the silos and that there was a meeting at university hospitals or sponsored by them. Are we going to see more of this? Because we know of many organizations out there that are operating to do good for the kids, for the returning convicts. And it seems to me if we could just bring them all together on an ongoing basis, a sharing of those resources and not duplicating efforts would really be a bonus.
You're absolutely correct, and duplicating the efforts, it's a great term, but I do know that representatives from the hospital, the university hospital, they have conducted meetings over the past 6 months, 8 months, trying to bring all the different entities together. So there is a movement there. But this movement it won't be driven by the police department. It's going to have to be driven by somebody else. But I have attended meetings with representatives from all the different silos, different entities, all coming to the table. And every opportunity that I have, if they ask me to say something, I give them the same speech that I presented today, that we all have to work together to identify. And we pretty much know what the social ills are. We know where we have to go. So we have to address them. We can't turn our backs on them. But it's better, so we don't have duplication, that we're all together moving forward to develop the strategies to identify and address whatever the issues are. And you will see a reduction in symptoms, which is crime. It'll naturally come down. Thank you.
Today at the City Club, we've been listening to New Leaders program featuring Police Chief Michael McGrath of the City of Cleveland. Thank you, Chief McGrath, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This program is now adjourned.